Hello everybody, we are the Big Data Tools team, and our capstone experience was to create a pathway for big data research at CCOD, primarily using the Hadoop system. Our team consists of Matthew Wall, Tyler Jackson, Joshua Kim, and myself, Marcus Schauf.
All right, so according to IBM, 90% of the data that exists in the world today was created in the last 2 years. They predict that by the year 2020, we're going to have 45 zettabytes of data. But what is a zettabyte? What does this mean? Let's give it a little perspective. So for 1 gigabyte, it's equal to approximately 200 songs, 250 photos, or about 500 electronic books. And we'll say that 1 gigabyte will fit into a cup of coffee. So if this is true, 1 cup of coffee is equal to a gigabyte. A zettabyte is equal to the volume of the Great Wall of China, which, if you don't know, is over 11,000 miles long. So that's a pretty big amount. But if we look back at our visual here, we see that there will be 45 zettabytes. So that will be the volume of 45 Great Walls of China by 2020. So this creates a lot of challenges. First of all, where are we going to put all of this data? Second, is the quality any good? Is it data that we can actually use? Is it important? Is it in the format that we can use it? So we also need people who can use the tools to manage the storage, who can maintain the quality.
Will you hold the mic closer because they're...
Yes, I can hold it closer. Okay, so I'll start this slide over again and try not to blast it out here. So the challenges that it creates is storage. Where are we going to put all of the data? The quality, is it good data? Are we going to be able to use it? We need people that can use the tools to manage the storage, who can maintain the quality, and who can create associations between these data points to make meaningful relationships out of it. So the purpose of our capstone, in collaboration with the Naval Postgraduate School, was to create a research pathway for big data research. Through our own research, implementation, usage of data tools, and the documentation of this whole process, we hope to make it very easy for future students to be able to come in and start big data projects at their own.
So to begin, we researched the Hadoop ecosystem. We learned about Hadoop using virtual machines provided by Cloudera and Udacity. We then installed the Apache Ambari stack on 4 computers in the bit builder. We created test applications on those computers, and then we documented everything on GitHub and using the tool Jekyll to create a website.
So for our solution design, we started initially with Amazon Web Services, but due to the budget constraints, we had to migrate to local systems here at CSUMB. And so we started and we did the manual install of Hadoop, and well, that was kind of hard, so we had to look for different ways. And so we used Cloudera, but it wasn't as easy as Ambari, so we ended up using Ambari as our final product. And on the right, you can see this is the Ambari stack, and these make up the tools and the services that allow us to run a lot of the jobs on the cluster.
So these are some of the components that we had to work with. HDFS stands for the Hadoop file system, and it distributes files across the cluster computers for easy access. Yarn is something that runs MapReduce jobs, and MapReduce jobs are the way that you process data from the files that are in the Hadoop system. For us, we used Python to write the scripts for MapReduce jobs. And then we used Scoop, which takes data from a relational database and migrates it into the Hadoop file system. In our case, we used Oracle 12c, and we moved Twitter data from our database into HDFS, and that took the form of comma-separated values, which Hadoop can then read.
Okay, so as a result, we have a 4-node cluster installed in the networking lab, and all of these servers have their own distributed role, and we're managing the data, or we're manipulating the data from the database to the relational, to Hadoop file system using Scoop. And we've also developed a lot of the applications to run a lot of the jobs, and we documented the results.
This is a screenshot of our website, which is a tutorial of everything that we did.
So, as we mentioned, one of the keys was to help bring big data to CSUMB. We worked with Naval Postgraduate School. They wanted us to develop this cluster. And so, for our future work, it's to enhance and provide an even better end user experience for students at CSUMB to get started with research in this area. So, our future work, we want to simplify the installation process for students to pursue this research more quickly. The most difficult and challenging part was getting this whole system up and running. We want to simplify that for future students. We also want to install and provide guidelines, working with Dr. Glenn Bruns and Arjit Das, our mentor, on installing and purchasing a permanent Hadoop cluster, a big data research cluster for CSUMB. We also want to move forward. We want to analyze the metrics of different jobs that run on Hadoop so that we can assess performance indicators and see which of these tools are actually the most valuable. We also want to just in that mindset of improving the student experience for future research projects, we want to build even more tutorials, documentation for these students. And so we want to acknowledge, first and foremost, Dr. Satya Narayanan for teaching this capstone class and helping us arrange the resources to get started with this project. We want to thank Kenneth in particular for allowing us to use the computers in the networking lab and helping us get set up on that end. We want to thank all of the computer science faculty that are here today and that have been teaching us for our whole time here at CSUMB. We want to thank our mentor, Arjit Das from the Naval Postgraduate School, for providing this expertise and guidance in this area. And we want to thank Google for teaching us everything that we did not know. And we also want to thank Apache Ambari for providing their awesome and superb documentation to us. So thank you very much.